Idris Virgo, Dean Whyte, the Fight Buzz is back. I've lost count, Dean. I've lost count of what number episode it is. I lost count after 3.
I know.
But we're doing a lot now. We're busy turning them around. Tonight, look at his screen name. The one and only, the Body Breaker. Yes, Idris, how are we?
Come on, I'm fine. How are you? How are you guys?
Yeah, mate. We pushed tonight back a couple of hours because you were getting some work in, you were training and stuff. How's all that going?
Yeah, I had to do quick little 5 miles road work. You know what I mean? The wiki doesn't sleep, so I had to get it in. While my opponents are sleeping, cut up in bed, I was running on the road for 5 miles, getting a sweat on. It is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before we go on to what fights have just happened and what you've been up to lately, catching all the headlines. What have you got coming up? Have you got things that you're training for, or is this a case of staying ready?
There's 3 things in the pipeline. Henty Sport again on the 14th of November, and potentially Ultimate Boxer as well. So depends who offers the most. You know what I mean?
It's a business.
There we go.
It's a business game.
So what's money, man?
There we go. It's all on the paycheck.
It's been an interesting few weeks for you, hasn't it? There's been a lot of TV action. There's been a lot of Twitter conversations and videos doing the rounds. Has it all just been a bit mad?
It's been quite crazy. People are jumping in the bandwagon just to get the name out there with social media. Because I've got a name through Love Widen, therefore let me jump on the social media bandwagon. So it has been quite crazy, but at the same time, it's quite amusing to me. You know what I mean? And for the fans as well, it's probably quite entertaining for them. So for me, it's a win-win. For other people, it's a win-lose. But I'm always on the winning side. So it's just one of them ones.
We were saying last night, weren't we, Dean? Like the effects of COVID and fans not being able to go into fights and stadiums and just sport in general, not even just boxing, but sport in general. I think they're starting to bring sport back in, but a lot of it's behind closed doors. I think what you've provided, it was, in a way, it was just needed. Just the surreal kind of entertainment around boxing, to kind of get people out of this COVID's killing everything. It was just a bit of fun.
Yeah, I gave them, I'll say Love Biden online, I would say. I get them a sub opera online, but you're all right, man. It distracted people from obviously the COVID-19, so it's very amusing, very amusing. Very amazing.
What? Come on, let's go into the Watergate. Watergate, is that what it was called anyway? I can't remember what it's called now. Watergate. What? Just how did that all come about?
What, the first one or the second one? Opponent number 7 or opponent number 8? Which one?
Number 7. Start at the beginning.
Number 7. I don't know. Got invited to the press conference. Came downstairs with my sunglasses on. You know what I mean? There was bright lights in the room, so I wanted to protect my eyes, eh? I was just there, speaking to the guy on the table. He wasn't really biting at the beginning. He was very, very calm and collective. So I thought let me try getting underneath his skin. Said to him, how would you feel? Obviously, you one and only Idris Virgo. What are you going to do? And then he had the cheek to reply, I'm going to bring it to you. So for you're going to bring it to me then? All right, cool. Take a bit of water. That's what you could bring to me now. You know what I mean? Went through the water. It took him quite a few seconds to react. So I didn't expect him to react after that because he was just there sitting there. Then he threw the water at me. Then I threw water back in and I jumped up like, you freaking prick, my language. Like, the cheek, you throw water at me. The one and only. Okay, now it's going off. Don't try that to me. But obviously, you give what you get. But I didn't expect him to do it, because he took so long to react. To number 8, he was just a different kettle of fish. I don't understand what was wrong with his head. I tapped him on his head. He didn't react. I was quite shocked. If anyone taps me on my head, they definitely get a headbutt. I'm headbutting him or giving him an uppercut. I don't care. The fight's cancelled. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's like, threw some water at him. Still didn't react. And I thought, okay, and cool. Let me take your breath away from you, and then throw more water on you. So I thought I'd bless you with more water. But other than that, I was surprised he didn't react how he did, but I said it to a few people before. He should be thanking me because instead of him going to that ring thinking, okay, then I'm going to get a barman, I'm just going to have an early night. He mentally prepared himself not to get knocked out and mentally prepared himself to last the 4 rounds. So he should be saying, you know what, Idris, thank you for blessing me with the water. Like, you done me a favor. I last 4 rounds.
We should call you the pastor, man. You're the pastor.
Yeah.
Anointed. Pastor Virgo, I anoint thee with the water, the Holy, the Spirit, and the Ghost.
Bless him.
Is this
the next fight, the guy that comes in the next fight 9, he's gonna have a shield on. You ain't gonna get him, sucker. He's gonna be dead for you, bro. You ain't getting away with that. Yeah, like the man up with the visor, open up. He's gonna go get twat and put it back down. And then shut it back.
Wipers on.
Yeah, you get me.
So, I mean, if I'm a promoter and I've got you on the next card, I reckon I'm leaving 15 bottles of water on the table just to see where it goes. Get a paddling pool out there just to see what happens. It's happening.
Yeah.
It'll be a water fight. But
they're probably gonna hide the water from you from now on anyway.
Yeah. I've got to think about something else. I'll think about something else. The thing is, beforehand, I've never really done a press conference, haven't I? So that was like the first 2 times I've done one. So I'm quite different. I'm quite outgoing. I do weird things. You know what I mean? I'm an entertainer, put it that way. So when I had my chance to do something, I've just done it. I just don't think. I just do things on the spot. So you never know what's going to happen in the next press conference. It's going to be interesting. Yeah.
What about all the? I don't know if backlash is the right word. What about all the response that happened on social? There was a few tweets that popped up. In particular, there was the $100,000 offer, and I saw.
That offer never. That offer was freaking. That offer didn't really get offered.
His guy wasn't it? Was that Goodwin and one of his fighters?
Yes, Steve started jumping the bandwagon. Like no one remembers Stephen Goodwin. Like he hasn't put a show on the COVID-19. No one on social media really knows Stephen Goodwin. So I thought, let me jump on Idris Virgo hype. Let me jump on the bandwagon and see what followers I could gain and see what kind of celebrityness I could gain from him. So with Stephen Goodwin, he's an idiot because now he's turned himself into a prize fighter because now there's technically a prize fight offer 100K, 125K if I knock the guy out. So Stephen was just like, he offered it, but there was no contract there. Nothing was really offered. Furthermore, you can't do side bets in the board because it's not allowed. So it was just like, it's a bit pointless.
What I'd actually interject and say is because the offer wasn't really an offer as such, because he said if you beat him, it wasn't a guaranteed purse. We'll pay you $100,000 or $125,000 to fight. You know, so it was one of them where they were saying they believed they'd beat you, so you wouldn't actually make any money because that wasn't my. It was offered on the notion if you won.
Yeah, because they said I'll get my original purse, whatever purse it was from Hennessy or whatever they agreed, and then you're right, I'll get 100K if I win, but there was no if I was going to win. I was going to win. Furthermore, I would have knocked the guy out in 4 rounds. Brad Paul's got nothing on me. I'll smash the guy easy on a bad day. I don't think he's a my kind of a fish. Yeah, he might be a Midlands champ or whatever. That's just about he's catching dust. At the end of the day, he hasn't fought since the COVID-19. He's not on my level. And then, so by Stephen Goodwin saying if I win, it's like, come on, mate.
Obviously, he's talking about his own fighter. It's his own. He's got to kind of back his horse, so his man and so on. What are you actually fighting? Are you? Because I know you're at light heavy and super middleweight. Some different fights, you're at different weight. What is your accurate weight, and what are you planning to stay at?
Okay, no, my accurate rate is weight is super middle. But the problem is when I weigh in, my opponent weighs in a bit heavier, so they have to go on a heavier guy. So obviously my last opponent, he weighed in heavier than me, so he had to go at light heavy. But normal weight is super middle, but I'm dropping down to middleweight. So that's the plan. Yeah, that is the plan. I don't sugar to get to super middle, so I might just drop one more weight category and then start knocking out these clowns, these bums who think they're all that. You know what I mean? And I could back it up.
You say you're just going to give them the smoke, and you're going to leave a wake of devastation, especially a verbal one until you get in there.
100%.
And that's good. That's show business. That's show business. I said that's showbiz. You got to talk yourself into the position until you get in there to back it up in the ring. That's all you can do. You know, they either love to hate you or they're gonna love you. One of the two. You know, so they're gonna tune in. You get knocked out or bloody win. You know, like that's what people. That's like with Mayweather. That's what it was. They hated him because he showed off so much about his money, pretty boy, and then. You know, and all that, and they wanted to see him lose, so they tuned in to see that, but he never lost, so they just wasted their time and money.
There we go, and I won't be losing. I'll be knocking his falls out, 100%.
So is that the line? Is that the line under the Steve Goodwin offer? It's not happening. The 100 grand.
It's not like I haven't seen no contract. I'll accept any fight. You know what I mean? I ain't running from no one. I haven't seen no contract. My manager hasn't said anything really too tough about it. So yeah, in a nutshell, that Stephen Goodwin fight ain't happening. It's not happening.
One tweet that caught my eye was Liam Williams saying he was asking where you train and everything else.
It's coming to cash you up, kid.
Liam Williams, where is he? He said he was some sparring. I didn't see him. He didn't turn up to my gym. He's not ready for me.
You upset him, man.
Obviously, I didn't really upset him. He just jumping on the bandwagon again. He just jumping on the whole kind of, I don't like this guy, threw water in the guy's face. Let me do a little tweet and I'll say I'll spar him. But deep down inside, he's shrimbling because he doesn't want to spar me. You know what I mean? But
what would you have done? What would you have done if he'd showed up? What would you have done if you'd got to your gym and there's Liam?
I would have ran to my car and just dipped off. I said, don't go to the gym. Now I'm only joking. I would have sparred him. I would have wrapped up and sparred him. I 100% would have sparred him. And I would have shocked him in the spar because he wouldn't have respected obviously what I can do. 100%. If you guys could organise a spar, bring him down to the gym and let's get it on.
This idea, I've got to ask you guys in a minute about, I don't know if I want to call it a fight, but a fight that's been reported to happen later in the year. The idea of this entertainment in boxing and you know, bringing the stuff outside the ring, how much potential is there for that to grow? The fight I'm referring to is Mayweather, Logan Paul, allegedly happening, which is obviously it's all about the circus that goes on around the sport. Where is this entertainment side of the business going?
Dean, you want to answer that one?
Looks like he's froze.
I know.
Are you with us, Dean?
Oh, he's sleeping. He's boring. It's a boring fight. I'll take that.
I think there's a bad signal here somewhere.
Yeah, we've got you back. Then you froze for a moment. Can you hear us again?
Dean.
Dean, can you hear us?
Is he playing with us or can you hear us?
Let me send him a text. I'll send you a text. Hang on. He's moving.
If they could see what we can see, it's funny.
Dean, can you hear us?
Do you know what? As soon as you mentioned Mayweather and Logan Paul, he just totally switched off.
You see, I'm not having it.
Yeah, I'm not having this. No,
where's my water?
Yeah.
He's properly froze, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's froze, yeah.
We had this with Tom Little the other night. It was dead funny. It was dead funny. You know, when someone just freezes in the wrong position, he just froze like that, and he was just there for ages. And he kept like coming back in, and he was moving around his house to try and get a better signal. So every time he was in a different room in a different position. It's funny. Try him again. Send him another text.
Have you seen that video when that guy's literally entertaining himself? Oh, where's my remote?
Which one?
They was having like a Zoom meeting, and then he thought his camera was turned off. So he was watching obviously some X-rated thing. And then I was screaming at the camera, goes, "Oh, look!"
Oh,
that video was too funny, man.
Mate, that's the worst nightmare.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Nightmare.
I don't know this guy. I thought it was one of you lot. Yeah, can hear you. I thought it was one of you. I'm like, what's wrong with that fucking Wi-Fi? I imagine you lot, yeah, and it was mine all along. I don't know what happened.
We were both going, Dean, can you hear us? Dean, we could see you moving.
Yeah, no, you know what it was? I was like, I wonder if it's me or them. You know, like if it's still.
Yeah.
So yeah, bloody hell.
Yeah, we're having some fun with this. Right, let me fire that question back out there. In fact, I'm going to reword it. Mayweather, Logan Paul. What do we even make? What do we make of it?
I did catch a bit of that. Listen, this game is about. Do you know? It's like, look, you see, like Idris is there. Look, he's come from Love Island. There's some form of a backstory with this thing. You know, like for example, I think the conversation has been had a few times about Tommy Fury, is it? You know, like the Battle of the Love Islands, you know, like, so people like showbiz, entertainment, and mixed with a bit of violence, it's you have dynamite, you know what I mean? You have the real dynamite explosion. On the other hand, you've got Mayweather, Hall of Famer, 50-0, one of the best boxers to ever do it in many people's opinion. And then you've got someone who's a big YouTuber who's got mad numbers. They've got millions of followers, they've got millions of fans. So the numbers are all there. And this game is Mayweather's, he always says if the numbers are right, the fight can be done. Look, he went and fought bloody, I don't know what's his name, not Fujimoto, but another fella, some cartoon character from Japan, made 10 mil, probably big there. And it's the same, if he fights Logan Paul actually fought the last time at roughly like cruiserweight. That is so much bigger than Mayweather. It's unbelievable. But if the numbers add up, it is possible, because figure out, like, look, they've got how much subscribers has he got on his what he's got? 1 million, 3 million on his YouTube. So you do the numbers. If the pay-per-view numbers, say for argument's sake, even if they've done them at 10, say that for instance, let's just call it this. Let's call it 20 quid or something, yeah, and make it easier. 20 quid. If you done 300,000 pay-per-view buys, there's the numbers of 500,000 pay-per-view buys on that. That is a lot of money. It's probably maybe not enough what Mayweather would want to fight for, because obviously you'd have to give him something. I'm sure he would, you know what I mean? But look, he made 10 million the last time for what, 36 minutes or whatever. So you literally have to, if he's got, even if he got $1 million at 20 pounds, which I think they could do 10, 20, 15 pounds, they'll do the numbers between Mayweather and Logan Paul. It'll be a freak show. It'll be literally like WWE. You know what I mean?
The big show.
I might as well just fight KSI and uncut then. You know what I mean?
See, listen, but that's the kind of thing you want to do. You want to try and jump out of the box and think of something different, because with that fight, you're going to get way more money than you would ever get fighting just in the ring normally. Because the money is, they get more money than normal professional boxers could dream of getting certain man.
Just humour me, right? And I know it sounds stupid saying it, but someone's got to say it. The size difference is so big.
Ridiculous.
What happens if he's just too big?
That's not gonna happen. Listen, Mayweather's sparred probably heavyweights, cruiserweights in his time in his gym doing stuff. I just feel like, listen, with the skill set Mayweather's got, even if he was punched with all his gusto, May will be able to probably slip, move out of range, take a little bit of a sting off the power by riding the shots and count him. I wouldn't be surprised if he stops my man, trust me, because he'll be that fast, he'll slip, shoot the shots to the body. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know if that big old lummox is going to be able to, listen, them sharpshooters like Mayweather, and the way he loves to go to the body, I'd have a feeling that he would make a nice meal of it and touch my man. Anything's possible in boxing, but listen, I wouldn't see Mayweather trying to do anything that would jeopardize his legacy in the sport of boxing like that. There's a big pot of gold at the end there waiting for him with no real jeopardy, with no real pressure. He could fight my man probably with his eyes closed. slip, roll, bob, weave, no, roll. He knows when. Listen, his body mechanic is. You see, when you do things like clockwork, you could literally do things with your eyes closed after a while. He's someone who probably could do that. I wouldn't advise it probably. You know what I mean? But I mean, I think there'll be times where he could literally be in front of someone like Logan Paul swinging, and Logan Paul would miss all 10 shots.
Yeah, I know it. It's just we have to entertain that question just because it is the sport.
Want to tune in to want to watch because they're thinking, well, he might stand a chance. I tell you what he could do. He could body slam him, hold him, body slam him to the floor, try to any damage him, get a point deducted, then try and beat him after he gets off the floor. It's a handy. Yeah.
You mentioned Tommy Fury. There's obviously Jack Fincham as well, who's in and around that weight class. Idris, are they projects that you see that could happen?
I got offered Tommy Fury fight before.
Would you take it? Did you take it?
I did take it. They went quiet. They offered me the fight, and then I said I'll fight him, and then nothing happened. What do you think? Nothing happened.
Yeah. I remember. I said that to you anyway the time before. I came to you with the same thing. I don't know. It went a little bit quiet. I don't know what happened myself, but obviously down the line, I'm sure there's still discussions. There's whispers down the corridors, which I hear. It's a possibility.
He was fighting, and then I said, I'll go to one of his fights. And they didn't know what he said to his promoter or whoever was managing him. He said, tell you just not to come because it will put me off. Literally, that's the words I was told. So I couldn't turn up to one of his fights. So it was a bit weird because I was game to fight him. I didn't really care. I was game. But hopefully, as you said, potentially down the line, that fight would happen. Imagine it in Love Island battle. That'd be crazy. You know what I mean?
I think there's definitely whispers in the corridors there talking about it. Obviously, you got to keep doing your thing, fighting and ticking over because I don't know, he's not fighting that actively. So, it's not a good thing to do if you're not fighting actively and a man's fighting actively. Because look, you fought 2 times recently. You're going to fight again in November. So that's 3 times in a very short space. He hasn't fought since before the lockdown. I was at that fight. I was in that corner with his girlfriend and all their little crew. I didn't even know who they were, too tough, but I saw a lot of people making a bit of a scene around them, and I was like, okay, I get the gist of what's going on there. But
you see what happened as well.
Which one?
Who would you like to see me fight next?
Yeah, man, I can't remember how it was a bit of a. He done what he's meant to. He done what he was meant to do. Let the man have his moment. What I'd say is I feel like he needs to, probably have a few more fights because obviously, if he's gonna fight you, you're gonna have 3 fights. I'm sure Hennessy's gonna want to keep you busy. Maybe if you say, "Oh, I'm a boxer," you can get on there. You're saying also, it's gonna be when was it? Was it like February? When was it? January? January. What?
Yeah,
that was January. Oh, what? Yeah. Listen, that's nearly a whole year that he hasn't fought.
Not good.
It's not good. Not good. You can't beat ring time. Your next bout is always going to be, must be a 6-rounder or something, the next one.
I have no idea. I think it's a 6-rounder. Should be a 6-rounder.
Because you've done 2 4s recently, right?
Oh, yeah. I've done a lot of 4s, man. Bloody hell. Yeah, I think I'm the 4-rounder king. They might as well call me the 4-rounder king from now on.
Trust me.
That's what I do, bloody 4 rounds.
They probably want to keep the money down, for the opponent.
Exactly.
Because the more rounds they give you, the more they got to pay you. So we've got another 4 rounds actually coming up. Enjoy.
Do you know what? I saw the stoppage that you got a couple of fights back, and it fitted your nickname. Do you know what I mean? That the body break, when it just literally brought him straight down. It was one of those that I know you're going to save that video and watch it again in 50 years' time. Do you know what I mean? When you're showing the grandkids, this is what it's one of those, isn't it? Is that plays into the model, doesn't it? The body breaker. That's your style.
Yeah, it's my technique. Like, I always believe the best way to fight is obviously go to the body. You know what I mean? That's how you chop down a tree. You don't go to the head, you go to the body. So
100%.
Throughout my camp and what I've been just practicing is just body shots, and it worked perfectly for that fight. I do believe that fight was more in the zone for that fight. The fight after that, because there was a quick turnover, I was like, I couldn't get myself back into that kind of fight zone mentality, but I still got the job done. It's one of them ones.
So you're fighting again in a couple of months. And
Yeah.
what's the plan? What's the plan then? He just
I'm not gonna
literally
lie,
just keep turning around fights.
Yeah, this guy's going. This guy's going in one round. I guarantee you. I'm not going to go out.
Man said one round.
I guarantee you. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. First round knockout. Telling you now. I'm jumping down to middleweight. Come on, man. I'm going to be the power down with me speed. It's game over. It's going to be an interesting fight because he's going to go in the first round.
There's some good fights in that way. What do you think of the upcoming fight with John Hardy Jr. and Linus? Do you know much about them two boys?
John Hardy and I can't say his name. You know,
Linus.
Yeah, Spud Linus. He's a good fighter. Very good fighter. Very good fighter. That fight's going to be very interesting, to be honest with you. Very interesting because Jay Hardy Jr. as well. He's a tough fighter and he's sharp with his jab. He's got a sharp jab. Linus has got nice movement and nice head movement. So that fight is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, it's a hard fight.
Yeah, it's hard to call.
50 fight.
I wouldn't be surprised if it would be a draw because it is a good fight. You know what I mean?
Got a couple of weeks to got a couple of weeks for that to go October the 4th. Yeah, let's see, man. I think from the conversation and the meetings I had today, I believe there should be crowd there still. So that's some very good news.
Yeah.
I was told.
What's the difference, Idris, between fighting in front of fans and fighting in empty places? When you're in the ring, what's the difference?
You get energy from the crowd, I believe. You get a lot of energy from the crowd. When the crowd in there, it feels like you're sparring in the sense of your instructions from your coach are more clear. And but then with the crowd there, you just get that adrenaline kind of push through the crowd. You just feel more showbiz, I would think, for when the crowds are there. That's what you get. But it is different. It is different. You could hear every single thing, every punch, every stamp on the ring, everything, literally everything. It's crazy. But at the same time, you zone out. So it's just quite crazy, to be honest.
Yeah. I assume you prefer it with the fans there.
Oh yeah, 100%, yeah, 100%, yeah.
100%. So where? Okay, let's talk. You've mentioned your next fight and then plans that are up and coming. What's your level? Where do you want to go? Are you going all the way to the top? Where? I mean, obviously you want to be there. How do you see it playing out?
I want to be a pro star.
Man,
I'm off. I'm done.
I would say Dirt. Hey, not old school Dirt. Have you seen the movie? Man.
No, the joke.
No, you're not.
I said, nasty Idris Virgo, you know, and look, it stands after 28 minutes.
Oh, I want to go all the way to the top, to be honest with you.
Is that your porn sign at the Body Breaker?
Yeah, man. The Body Breaker, you know what I mean? The one and only.
It's the Body Breaker.
Yeah, I want to go all the way to the top. That's the plan. I'm not in this game to mess about, you know what I mean? I've been grafting so hard and I'm leaving everything in the ring. Every single fight now since the lockdown happened, my mindset has totally changed. So they've seen a different Idris, and this is just a start. They've only seen 20%. You know what I mean? I still got 80% more to show them. So all the way to the top, 100%.
And because you've got the following and you've got the record so far, does that put you in a good position to go and get? Do you know what I mean? If you get this next guy out early, and then you win the next couple in similar fashion, your rounds start going up, your fight count starts going up. I mean, that's the path, is it? Do you have a strategy after that?
Yeah, more TV work, to be honest with you, as well. More TV work. So I'm going to box and still do a bit more TV work, because more TV work will bring me a bigger following, bring me a bigger paycheck. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's how I got here from, that TV work. So I can't get the TV work and just forget about it. I've got to mix both of them together. That's the plan. You got to think smart. You got to think outside the box, and I think that's what I've done so far. Because let's be honest, when I had my first two fights, no one knew who I was. Since I jumped onto Love Island, like, my whole life has just changed. You know what I mean? Like, so I got a plan in my head, and everyone's got to tune in and prepared and just keep on watching to see what happens. Just keep on top of naming Google, and you'll see new articles and new things popping up. bit by bit.
Can we ask what TV shows you're going on?
I am trying to plan to go on to get me out of here, the jungle. I really want to do that. Because I'll tell you that now, I'm not eating no animal testings. I'm telling you now, everyone's starving. They're starving. I don't care. They're starving. You know.
I forgot about that. You're vegan, aren't you?
Yeah. So, you think I'm eating animal? No, forget about that. You're starving tonight. I don't care. You're starving. But yeah, I've been vegan for 2 years now. So, it's good, man. You try it. I'm
not full vegan, but I don't eat meat. But how do you think it affects your training?
It has enhanced my training, I would say. Like, it's just weird. Like, since being a vegan, like, my weight drops off easier. I'm more focused, more energy. It's just crazy. I feel a lot better. And I'm not trying to sell a product because I'm a vegan. It's just, I look better as well. My body just looks better as well. Just physically, I feel better. Mentally as well. Wait, Dean, do you say you don't eat meat?
Yeah, no, I don't eat meat.
Don't eat no chicken?
I'm nothing. I'm a pescatarian, like vegan meals. Like I do a lot of vegan meals. I could even just call it pescatarian, vegetarian, or whatever, because I would do because I eat cheese. So I don't know how that works. Does vegans eat cheese?
No, don't eat no cheese.
Dairy.
That's why I still fall on that. I can't.
So basically, I had a vegetable lasagna. I might have a mushroom spaghetti bolognese, stuff like that, And then I have different. The other day, I done curry, butter beans, veg, plantain and stuff. That's banging as well. So I do a lot of vegan meals.
We might have to come to your house for tea, Dean.
That's what I'm saying, man. Bloody hell.
Sounds nice.
I try and bring it out of me and thing, but I brung the stuff out of me. I ended up didn't eat it. I had to throw it away because when you bring it, today though I brought out my ackee and saltfish and my little dumpling them ready. I'm gonna eat that. I didn't eat that either. Sometimes I'll go out and I don't eat, but I'll just drink a lot of water. I might drink them monster drinks to give me energy, 0 calories to keep training, and I might eat my peanuts and other things in between, like a little yogurt. But then sometimes you're just trying to, if I'm here meetings, driving all over the place, London's hectic, takes so long to get places. Even from my house to, I think it was Brentwood I was in today, about an hour and a half. It's like this, I could have got to Birmingham in roughly that time.
You could have actually, but Birmingham's quite boring. London's a place to be.
Yeah, London's shooting. London's kind of.
I believe there's more opportunities in London. To be honest.
Yeah, the big city, there's lots of stuff going on. But right now, things are changing, obviously, not just with the COVID-19. They've made bus stops 24/7. You can't drive in there. Congestion 7 days a week, £15, £17. If you don't forget, £65 the day after that. It's a nightmare living in London. Places to rent are expensive. Property prices through the roof. Yeah, it has its advantage and many, many disadvantages. So the capital, like you said, I feel like if you want to be in certain things, the capital is sometimes the place to be. If you don't live here, you definitely want to come here to mingle and shake and do your thing, maybe get back out. But if you want to get certain stuff done, you got to be in and around where it's happening.
Yeah, no, bang on. Listen, Idris, we're going to let you kick on because Dean's got me ready for my tea now. I'm starving. Now you're talking about all that.
I am starving.
Yeah, mate, well, I'm going to come to your house next night for tea. But Idris, next fight, just remind us, next fight is...
November the 14th, Hennessy, live on Channel 5. The one and only.
Then you've got a couple of options after that, maybe another fight, maybe the Ultimate Boxer tournament.
Yeah.
And then who knows, just on the way up.
That's it. As I said before,
bit of TV work.
Back into TV work. But just remember, if you want to find out about Idris Virgo, Google me, Idris Virgo. Simple as that.
Adult film star.
Yeah, that's it.
No. The pastor. The Holy Ghost and the Holy Spirit. I baptize in the name of the Lord.
Bless you with the water. Oh gosh. Well, yeah.
Man.
Perfect. Idris,
Nice.
thank you for joining us, mate.
Okay, sound.
Have a good night, man.
Shoot.